Okay.
Hi.
This is so good.
Yes.
Hello.
Hi.
No, hi. We can't
Hi.
even say
Yeah.
hello anymore.
Yeah. I don't really say hello anymore, that's
You
why.
don't?
Not really, because it's like a joke. So.
Okay, well, hi, Adele.
Hiya.
Hiya. Welcome to my rose garden.
It's lovely, it's beautiful.
Well, thank you for coming to join me here.
Feels very British.
Does it?
Yes.
Well, actually, because, yes, and because my tea house is here.
Yes.
Everybody, we just met, and the concert tonight is a celebration of your biggest hits and the debut of the new songs from 30. And you start with Hello.
Yes. Well, I think I'm always going to have to start with hello. It'd be a bit weird if it was like halfway through a set.
Yeah.
You know? So yeah, I'm starting with it.
Okay. So that music video has been viewed nearly 3 billion times.
3 billion?
3
Oh, I didn't know that.
billion times.
Billion? That's insane.
That song means so much to people all around the world.
It does, yeah.
So what does it represent to you?
Well, the show's the first time that that I'm singing it from where I am now.
Yes.
Which I think is great. The song, to me, was the beginning of me trying to find myself, and I hadn't figured out yet what it was that I had to do for that. But when I wrote it, it was a real ode to, like, little me, older me, like, all of these things, like, you know. So it's just a song about, like, I'm still here. You know, it's sort of like, hi, I'm still here. Like, I still exist, like, you know, in every aspect of my life.
Well, it feels like that on 30, you have literally opened up your soul in a way that even though we have heard your pain before, it feels like pain was almost like a muse for you for this. I read something you said, I was singing things I didn't even realize I was feeling or thinking. So is that how the music comes to you? Is that a part of your process? Is the music as catharsis?
Yeah, it definitely channels from somewhere else, you know, when I'm singing and when I'm writing. Like, and I was kind of aware of that on the other albums, but this one, you know, a lot more I felt it because everything was happening in real time. I was writing my album, you know, while I was going through everything. But I don't think as a person I have what my singing has. Like,
What do you mean?
I just think there's something that I'm pulling from somewhere else. I don't know if something else from underneath, I don't know what it is coming up through me, but it's not, I don't know how I access it. It's wild, because I don't think I'm that deep in real life. So it's
But then you listen to the music and you think deep, right?
Yeah, you know, or I'll just be like, I am making progress, or like, just, it's a revelation to me, the songs.
Well, I read something that you said, I'm not shy or embarrassed to be falling apart. That's one of the reasons why you feel people are so connected to your music. And I wondered, what gives you the freedom, actually, and the courage to be able to fall apart and expose yourself in a world and a culture now that is a gotcha culture.
Yeah,
that if you make the wrong move, you say the wrong thing, somebody's got some, you know, wisecrack about it.
I think the reason I'm so brave to do it, you know, in my career so far was because, again, music helped me in any situations, and I would like to do, you know, the same for people that feel so alone when they're feeling something, to be reminded that they're not alone. And in terms of now, you know, there were moments when I was writing the record, or I would listen back to something and be like, that might be a bit too private, that might be a bit too, you know, too about myself and stuff to put out. But nothing is as scary as what I've been through over the last 2-3 years behind closed doors. So I'm not frightened about what people may or might not do now, you know?
You lost 100 pounds in 2 years, and then you said it wasn't even really about the weight. So what was it about? So here's the thing. You write about it in song after song. You start with, you know, Easy on Me that's been released. Can you just give us an idea of what happened with this all-consuming, it feels like an all-consuming pain, and I'm like, what the hell happened?
I've been obsessed with a nuclear family my whole life because I never came from one. You know, so in all these movies and all these books, like, you know, when you grow up reading them, like, that's what it should be.
Right.
Like, you know, and I just, from a very young age, just, you know, promised myself that when I had kids that we'd stay together. We would be that united family. And I tried for a really, really long time. And then I was just so disappointed for my son. I was so disappointed for myself. And I thought I was going to be the one that, you know, stopped doing those bloody patterns all the time.
So do you call this, is this the divorce album?
I think I'm divorcing myself on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How does one do that?
So it's lonely, you know. I spent a lot of time on my own, really sitting in my feelings and not keeping myself busy. I used to always, if a feeling came up, I'd distract myself, or I'd call a friend and be like, oh, do you want to go out? What do you want to do? I'd put a movie on, whatever. I would just sit with it.
I would just eat it myself.
Yeah, no, absolutely. But I would just, whenever I noticed how I was feeling, I would sit down and I'd sit in it. I stopped drinking. That's one great way of really sort of getting to know yourself, is being, you know, just drinking water and being sober as anything.
But you've had a fascinating relationship with alcohol. I read where you said that alcohol really fascinated you.
Yeah, yeah, very much. Yeah, because it took my dad from me. Yeah.
Yeah. And then you stopped?
Well, when I was going through everything a couple of years ago, when I was going through my divorce, yes. Not at the beginning. At first, I think I probably kept the alcohol industry alive. But, you know, once I realised that I had a lot of work to do on myself, yeah, I stopped drinking and I started working out lots and stuff like that to keep me sort of centred.
Was there a moment when you knew, or was it a series of things that you said, can't do this anymore?
With my journey, or
with the divorce from Simon? Like, because I, you know, over the years have interviewed so many people who stayed, were miserable, and years before they actually made the move, had started thinking about it. So I'm wondering, was there a single moment, or was...
I do remember one of my friends, we were answering these questions in this very bougie magazine. And it was something like, what's something that no one would ever know about you? And I just said it in front of 3 of my friends. I was like, I'm really not happy. I'm not living. I'm just plodding along. And I remember there was a lyric that I wrote that I put on a song on 25, which was, I want to live and not just survive. And I definitely felt like that. But it was when I admitted to my own friends who thought I was really happy, that actually I'm really unhappy, and they all gasped, like, you know. I feel like it was sort of from there that I was like, what am I doing? What am I doing it for? You know? But I think it was just by us getting married, us having our wedding, and I take marriage very seriously. Like, it obviously seems
you
like...
have all of that stuff from the past.
And it seems like I don't, you know, now. Like, you know, almost like I disrespected it by getting married and then, you know, divorced so quickly and stuff like that. But I think...
Are you embarrassed because it was so quickly?
I'm just embarrassed that I didn't make my marriage work.
Okay.
You know?
So now that you have perspective and you've opened up your soul and shared it with the world here on 30, why do you think is the real reason Simon came into your life?
I think Simon probably saved my life, to be honest with you. He came at such a moment, whereas the stability that him and Angelo have given me, no one else would ever have been able to give me. Like, especially at that time in my life, I was so young. And I think I would have got a bit lost in all of it. Like, you know, and I think I could have easily gone down some dodgy paths, like, you know, and sort of self-destructed from sort of like being so overwhelmed by all of it. And he came in and was stable, the most stable person I've ever had in my life up until that point. Even now I trust him with my life.
Really?
Oh my gosh, like beyond. Like, yeah, I feel like, yeah, him and Angelo, like, they were angels sent to me. That's how I feel.
So came into your life at the right season and for the right reasons to save you.
Yes, absolutely, yeah.
And in that moment when Angelo said to you, why don't you love Daddy anymore?
Yeah, that was really hard as well. And trying to explain to like a 6-year-old at the time, obviously, that I do love him. I'm just not in love with him. Makes absolutely no sense to a 6-year-old. Like, you know, so there were so many answers I just couldn't give him because there aren't any. Really, like, you know, that he would understand. But he sees that I still love his dad. Like,
because you live across the street from each other.
We live across the street from each other. Like, we're away together sometimes. Like, you know, and yeah, like me and Simon also chat away without Angelo. Like Angelo, you know, could be at school and.
So you're still friendly?
Oh yes,
it's all
100%.
100%.
Yeah, I respect him more than anyone.
How does he feel about this album and the story of the two of you coming through your music.
I mean, we don't sit around and talk about it. Like, how you feeling? Like, you know, Easy on Me's had 40 million streams. How you feeling? Like, we don't talk about it. But he knows he knows what kind of artist I am. Like, and you know that I have to dig deep and tell my stories.
Let's go to the question everybody wants to know.
Oh.
One of the questions certainly is this whole weight thing.
Mm-hmm.
And you lost 100 pounds in 2 years.
Around that, yeah.
Around that?
Around,
100 pounds in 2 years. And then you said it wasn't even really about the weight. So what was it about?
It was about my anxiety, mainly. I had the most terrifying anxiety attacks after I left my marriage. They'd paralyzed me completely and made me so confused because I wouldn't be able to have any control over my body, but I knew that I was aware of it all happening. It was like I was still very much there while my whole body was just like on another planet, it felt like, you know? And I've always worked out a bit, you know, a couple of times a week for my back. Not very hard, but you know, because I've had a bad back since I was a teenager. And I started to notice, A, how much I trusted my trainer and his like presence when I was feeling so lost, but also that I didn't have any anxiety when I was with him at the gym. So then I picked it up every day, and then I had nothing else to do. And I think it became my time. Me having a plan every day when I had no plans. I had no idea what each day was going to bring for me, but me knowing that, oh, okay, at 9 a.m. I'm going to go to the gym. Okay, great, well, that gives me some discipline. Okay, 1 p.m. I'm going to go for a hike. You know, having these sort of pins in my day helped me keep myself together.
So you weren't even starting out trying to lose weight?
No, not at all. I wasn't bothered about that at all. But in that process of having, you know, lost all of that weight, I definitely really contributed towards me getting my mind right, you know, and giving me absolutely.
It sharpened everything.
Without a shadow of a doubt. Like, it gave me real purpose.
Interesting, because, you know, I've been through this a few times myself, and I remember the first time I dropped, you know, a lot of weight. I think it was like 67 pounds. People were really upset and had stuff to say, and actually in many ways felt like I'd abandoned them or something.
Yeah.
And lots of people are talking about your weight and all in your business about it. And I want to know, what has the experience of losing this been like for you, and also people's reaction to it?
I'm not shocked or even fazed by it because my body has been objectified my entire career. I'm either too big, I'm either too small, like, you know, I'm either hot or I'm either not, like whatever. I never looked up to anyone because of their body. You know, I never admired anyone because they had the same hair color as me or the same style as me or, you know, whatever. So.
Or were the same weight as you?
Never. Never, ever, ever.
And when you were heavier, you were fine?
I was body positive then and I'm body positive now. But it's not my job to validate how people feel about their bodies.
Ooh.
And I feel bad that, you know, it's made anyone feel horrible about themselves. But that's not my job. And I can't, I'm trying to sort my own life out. You know, I can't add, I can't add another worry and another thing to try and nail. I can't, like, you know, and...
I got that, I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
And, you know, my weight might fluctuate. Now that I can't work out as much and I'm on set all day, you know, I'm eating, but I don't care if I put on weight. I don't care if I lose it again. Like, it's not about that. As long as, like, my muscle memory doesn't go for when I'm lifting my weights, which is, like, my favourite place to be.
Lifting weights?
I love it.
Okay.
I love it.
What's the highest weight you can press now?
Well, at the moment, my back's been bad, but last summer when I was at my peak of being able to, like, I feel like I could have been in the Olympics. I remember saying to my trainers all the time, I'm gonna get Olympic gold medal next. I was like, you know, we were getting to, like, on a deadlift, we were getting up to like 160, 170. Yeah, I love it. But it started out at 10 pounds. It started at 10 pounds when I first started lifting.
Wow.
Oh no, I'm an athlete. I'm actually an athlete. Like, I'm not even boasting. Even the proportions of my body, I should have been an athlete. If only at school hadn't discovered boys and someone had told me to go and do a bit more PE.
Wow. 160, wow.
Yeah, I love it. But I have to eat quite a lot of food to lift the weights I lift.
So you eat?
I eat. Oh,
what
yeah.
you want to eat?
I had Chinese last night.
Okay.
Yeah, we found the best McDonald's recently. It's piping hot every time. No, I do. I love it. I ain't got much of a sweet tooth, though.
Yeah, I don't either, yeah.
Yeah, I'd rather a sandwich.
Deadlifting 160, this girl.
Yeah.
She's an athlete.
I'm also a very good boxer. I've got a left hook that could kill you.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm a very good boxer.
I'd be scared. This has been great. Thanks for coming to the Rose Garden.
I can't believe we just had a chat.
We had a little chat. Thanks for letting me come to the concert.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited.
It's going to be so
I hope
great.
you like it, yeah.
And I wish you all the things your heart desires.
Oh, thanks. Me
That's
too.
my prayer for you.
Thank you.
All the things your heart desires. And still, good music from a happy space, okay?
Yeah, for sure. Thank you very much.
Well done.